Welcome to the Recipe Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Red, and on today's episode, the final episode of 2024, I just wanted to look back on the best upcoming 2025 games that were revealed in 2024 or shown off again in 2024. And I'm kicking this thing off already, as you can see, with none other than Split Fiction. Basically, the last game of this year that blew my mind. And the craziest part is that this game actually is going to be one of the earliest major games, potential game of the year and all that, which I think is going to be easy for this game. Just like it was easy for It Takes Two the year it came out. Split Fiction looks perfect. Everything about it, from acting to the art style to the amount of variety in the game, where it feels like, yes, this is a jump up from what we got in It Takes Two. So this is Hazelight basically doing what they do, but again, what they do is just something that you can't predict. They throw so many different gameplay elements at you, so many different ideas at you, and that's what I love about their games. That's what made it so easy for me to say, It Takes Two was the game of the year in the same year that Metroid Dread came out, when that would have easily been my game of the year that year. I couldn't deny It Takes Two's like its complete just brilliance, incredible, ideas, creativity, all of it, just everything about that game was from top to bottom an experience. And then the way it was distributed, which this game is going to be distributed the same way, where you buy one copy, you can just give your friend, access to play the whole game with you in co-op, because this is a co-op experience. This is what they do. And it's just amazing. Like this level right here, getting the little dragons, and then the little dragons, you using them to glide around, basically Tanuki suit power up in the Mario 3D platformer. And then you get to roll around with them when they get bigger. You know what I'm saying? Almost like what you was doing in Odyssey and what you would do, I guess, in the 3D Donkey Kong game. Make it happen, Nintendo. But then the dragons get bigger, and now you flying around with them, and now it's Panzer Dragoon, Star Fox style gameplay. That's what I loved about It Takes Two. They just kept, look, Morph Ball, Marble Madness style, but look, you sticking to the wall, Spider Balls, like you get in Metroid style gameplay in here. The suit coming onto you, like the ball actually turns now into the suit where you running around. Just sci-fi slash fantasy adventure. It's just speaking to my heart. And then of course, this looks like it's gonna be the level that's gonna be, I ain't gonna say controversial, but people got upset about a little teddy bear getting getting wrecked in the first game. I think people are gonna be upset about seeing the pig that you're gonna love throughout the whole level, and then somehow it's gonna end up with you becoming a goddamn wiener. Like, oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it looks incredible. Look at this giant 343 mother brain style thing right here. And then you see the gameplay, the variety from 2D to 3D. It's so much. Like, it's so much in this game. Like, you could look. Just jump to the middle of the trailer, and you're gonna see more variety in half of this trailer than you will in 99% of the video games out there. And that's what I love about it. It's like they don't go in with one idea. They go in with a plethora of ideas and make all those ideas work within a story that they tell. And they tell a hell of a story. And this looks like it's going to be a great story. This whole idea, one who writes fantasy, one who writes sci-fi, and then, the whole drama begins, and now you get games that look like, it looks basically like the new Naughty Dog game and Fable, like put together. Like you getting all of that in one game. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, I had to put this right at the front because I was like, look, this was the last awesome game I saw. Y'all saw my reaction. Well, my Patreon, y'all saw the reaction to all the Game Awards trailers that I did, and this was the one that out of nowhere I was like, yo, this is Hayes. Like, oh snap, and it just, just it made me fall in love with it instantly. And then like the way you see the character right there in the background, so it's like foreground, background action. I always love stuff like that in games. But yeah, this whole, dragon themed level is so great because, your little baby dragon is gonna become your giant beast, and yeah, it's just gonna add gameplay variety. Like that's something that I feel like a game would have did, and that would have been an idea for a whole video game. Like you start with this little dragon, and then it becomes this big thing, and it's the gameplay upgrades right there. That's the whole game. Beginning small, end of it. It's a giant creature. You could fly with it all over and do a whole bunch of gameplay that you couldn't do at the beginning. That's a video game in itself. And for these guys, that's just a segment, a level. I don't know if I want to call it a level as much as a segment of the game. Put it like that, because it's like multiple levels within that. Then you get that right there, Blade Runner looking. Oh man, looks like something from, you know, damn, like Fifth Element and everything. Like it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So let's see what's next on the list, because I put these games in a row a few days ago, and I'm just trying to remember what they are. But here we go. Let's see what's next. What's next? And this is yeah, South of Midnight. I put this here for the simple fact that I feel like this is another game that's gonna come out right around that time, right around March, right early at the beginning of the year, and it's a game that when you talking about looks, I know people always talk about realistic graphics being the measuring stick basically for great visuals, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. There's a game in if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be in this list of games that is easily gonna be one of the best looking games of all time, and it's super hyper realistic. But that doesn't change the fact that you could go from that game to this game, and the game I'm speaking on is Grand Theft Auto 6. Just to be spoiler, but you could go from that game to this game, and it's like, yeah, there's no discrepancy on beauty, on the tech being used, on anything. Like, it's like it's just drop dead gorgeous, and they're completely different things, different budgets. But I'm just making these comparisons to say this game looks incredible, perfect, like perfect. And this is the older footage on top of that from the Xbox showcase, which was incredible, and obviously 2025, I'm sure is going to have an even better showcase, because I mean, just the last 3 years, it's just been back to back, just better, 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 and better, and I think it's only going to get better because there's just a lot of video games out there, especially coming to Xbox world. But yeah, I love the way this game looks, the stop animation, the amount of foliage in the world, the themes that they're using, the setting, all of it, like everything is looking great. All they have to do is just have a good game in there. And we've seen traversal, we've seen double jumps, we've seen a little bit of the gameplay, you cleansing the world and things like that. And yeah, I just want to see more, and I hope it just basically, all turns out to be a great package. And I ain't sitting here saying, oh, this is going to be the greatest game of all time or game of the year. I don't really care for, those, you know, narratives or whatever. Like, I used it with Split Fiction because, well, their previous game was literally the game of the year for multiple people, including myself. So I have something to go off of. You know what I mean? Like, this developer, right, Compulsion, right? They made We Happy Few, which I only played a little bit of it, not enough to even be able. I think I did it for like Microsoft rewards to pop an achievement or something like that. Like, I didn't play it enough to be able to have an actual, real opinion about it. I just know that the world was kind of weird with all the, like, it was like the cops, like, I don't know if they were cops, but they looked like security, like walking around. They would like beat you up with sticks and all that. Like, it was wild. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can't judge that game too much. But I know that game was liked by many people who did play it. So yeah, this is their next thing. It's slight different genre and things like that, obviously, and yeah, it just looks great. Everything about it. I know I keep saying that, but I mean, looks is what hits you with this game first and foremost. Like, look at it. Everything about this thing is just so, dare I say, perfect. That's the word I would use. A seamless transition right here to cinematic. Like, it's just gorgeous. Everything about it. I don't know what else to say. Her jumping, away, and then the giant, alligator trying to take a chunk out of her. Like, yeah, just awesome. And when you look at this, it's like, yeah, you're not seeing some pre-rendered video. This is the game. This is the landscapes. These are the worlds you're going to be traversing. You saw it in this gameplay. You know, you went from running around to all of that beautiful detail, and that's going to be easily a boss fight. Cannot wait for this game. Cannot wait. And it's a 2025 release that I believe is going to be super early in 2025. So yeah, that's South of Midnight. On to the next one. I already know what this is. I made this the third game for the simple fact that I said, I've had this trailer on loop so many times on this damn channel that I said, let me make this the third. But just because it's third, this is not in the order of importance. This is just cool stuff coming next year. Don't get it twisted. This is not in the order of importance at all. Because if it was, this would have been the first game you saw if it was that, or if it was, going from least to best, this would have been the last game you saw. But yeah, like I said, this is not in any order. This right here has been almost 20 years in the making. I've said so much about it. Hell, there's little. This is a double feature right here podcast, because when you're done with this video, you're gonna go and watch my next video, which is attached to this podcast, and it's what about Prime 4, which is always a topic right here on the recipe all the time until I get my hands on this. And then when I get my hands on this, of course, there'll be, well, more Metroid talk, because I had played this game. And look, waiting almost 20 years for a video game, specifically, like, not like, oh, I want a new entry in this franchise. No, specifically the game, its name, Metroid Prime 4. Like, we've been waiting for so long for this thing. And now we're finally going to get it next year. And I could sit here and just talk about Prime 4 all day. But like I said, I do that all the time. So I'm not even going to waste time doing that. Instead, what I'm going to do is talk about this, right? I want to play this on new hardware. I'm expecting this game to be out early in the year. Like, I expect early in the year to be super in the vibes of, there ain't nothing else coming out this year that's gonna be game of the year other than, and I'm gonna be naming Split Fiction, Metroid Prime 4 all day, every day, because yeah, like, let's keep it 1,000. If these two games come out super early, yeah, I'm gonna go back to that real quick, because I wanna talk more about, the new hardware. We know that's coming. We know that's coming. And this is going to be playable on that, whether it's backwards compatibility that, gets a boost, like FPS boost and auto HDR, like what Xbox does with, what Series does with the Xbox One games. If that's what they're doing still, it's going to be worth playing on that new hardware. I just think, look, the new hardware is going to be revealed in the next few days. Let's just put it like that, right? January gonna come, and I think. Look, I predict the 10th, only because, well, the last time it was the 13th. It was a Friday, but here's the thing: that was for showing off the hardware. Before they did this like preemptive strike, like, hey, look at rooftop parties. This is what the Switch is. Is that a new 3D Mario? Oh, there's the first game we see in is Breath of the Wild. Awesome. And then when that was in October, right? Almost November. Then January 13th would roll around, and then they revealed the Switch and all its glory, showed off Mario Odyssey and things like that, more detail. And we got the trailer for Zelda, confirming the release date of the game being day one with the Switch. So understand that there was like this preemptive. I don't think they want to do that this time. I think they're still going to do like a early in the year release for the new hardware. And I think they'll do like a straight up, announcement. Yeah, we're going to be revealing this thing on this day, and it'll be like a 30-45 minute long presentation. I'm expecting that to happen around January 10th, just so it can line up, and they can say something like, it's exactly 8 years later, whatever the case, how many years it's been since the last time, and that'll be all well and good. There's a lot of rumors out there, and I'm sure I'll get to that, later on in the show. But right now, we get into the next thing. Here we go. Let's see what this is. Oh yeah, the giant game, like I said, is in here somewhere. Look, all I'm gonna say is this: as long as I don't gotta tap a button to run, I am in. I've said this since before this game was announced. Once I touched the last game, and I was like, why am I tapping the button to run? This is the worst thing ever. Like, I gotta play this game for 100 hours, and you want me to be tapping this button? Nah, I'm not with it. So I stopped playing it, and I got far in Grand Theft Auto 5. But I stopped playing it because that shit, it never went away. It never got to a point where I got comfortable. You know what I mean? And I remember there was always people like, oh, just play the game on PC and then you could mod it, whatever, and not have to do that. I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing all that at all. And I ain't want to restart my save file from Xbox over anyway and do all that again at all. So that's all I really got to say about this. If you don't got to tap the button in order to run, I am in there. And no way does this game look like this, and they still have some ancient ass gameplay design like that, right? Right, Rockstar, right? But yeah, this game looks incredible. And like I said, this is super realistic visuals. The best of the best. The best you're gonna see out there. You know, up there with whatever the best Xbox looking games is, whether you want to say Fable, whether you want to say Hellblade, a Naughty Dog new game. This is up there with those, and scope wise blows them out. Obviously, because the budget for the game is just way higher, way higher. And yeah, you can see that's where we're going next. But I'm gonna bring it back real quick because Grand Theft Auto looks like something where even if you don't care about Grand Theft Auto games, it's like if you enjoy the medium of video games, you just have to play this. No matter what, you have to get a controller and you got to play this. That's not even up for debate because this is visually like if this is what you get when you turn on the game, this is that Mario 64 moment again in video games. Whether people want to be, oh yeah, oh I'm a little bit numb to visuals because we've seen so many great things leading up to the. Yeah, I don't care. This is still that. It's a massive leap for the medium that we have to all experience and be like, yeah, I gotta see what that's like. We've played open world games. We ain't never played something that looks anywhere near like this. And this trailer is insane because to sell people on, like to put this trailer out for such a big franchise, and if the game comes out and you don't see this when you play it, yeah, I think that's 100% worthy of lawsuits, false advertisement, everything, because people could be angry. Like you gave us years of waiting, then you put out this false advertisement, then you drop some shit that don't look like this. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be walking into Rockstar like that with the mask going on. No, but I could see where people would be bothered like that. Like Rockstar is selling the dream with this game, so they better deliver. They better deliver this exact thing that they showing. They said 2025. It could obviously miss 2025, but I believe they said 2025 because what you see here is what you're gonna get. It's beautiful. It's jaw-dropping. It's amazing. And from Rockstar, we're going to switch over now to Bandai Namco and Pac-Man. Pac-Man coming back. Look, I haven't watched the secret level yet of this thing. Right? I am going to do that. The Pac-Man level, the Mega Man secret level episode is out now, so I want to watch those. Those are the only two I really care to watch. So I'm going to watch those two at some point very soon. And it's going to be cool because when I watch that, I'm gonna watch, this specific one, this Pac-Man episode. I'm gonna watch it knowing like this is gonna become a game that I'm gonna be able to play in 2025, and it's a Metroidvania that looks actually stunning because everything about this looks great. You add an IP and people lose their mind, like, oh my god, what is Pac-Man there? So what? So what, Pac-Man? Why can't Pac-Man be here? Why can Mario go do all this other shit, but then Pac-Man can't be in this damn game? I like it. I love it. I want to see more of it. I hope this is a success, and then we get new Pac-Man game entries that are basically that. You know what I mean? Like that's incredible to me. That's incredible to me. Like, look at this. I'm going back to it because, man, like it's just this is what I talk about with having fun with an IP. I've said it 1,000 times. I've been saying this since the second game came out. Like there should be a 2D Castlevania style God of War game. There should be Gears of War style Contra games that are 2D. These IPs are way bigger than, oh no, they so big, we gotta wait for the big AAA game every, one every decade basically, damn near, like, or two every decade. And it's like, nah, like you could do these in between stories and tell other things. Like, people give a lot of credit to like shit like, Halo ODST and Halo Reach. And I do too. Because it was a departure from the other games. But I don't give it that much credit because the reason why they don't happen all the time is because they were still basically a mainline Halo game. It was still a first-person shooter, multiplayer, co-op, playing the whole adventure game. It wasn't some departure where it's like, oh yeah, we could, make a couple of those little things real quick. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those. It's still one of those, oh no, we got to put a lot of time and effort into making one of those. It's not a spin-off. It's just another game. And when I talk spin-off, I mean going, okay, yeah, we got this big bombastic super acting version, and I'm not saying they can't have voice acting in the 2D God of War. I'm just saying you could do things like that. Like I look at what Prince of Persia did, right? And yeah, that game didn't like the world on fire. Okay, whatever. I know the studio basically done. Shit is sad, but that's the video game industry for you. You know what I mean? People make great things, and the reward is layoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's the video game industry, right? But still, God of War, I think with that, being a first party thing, PlayStation fans be like, oh, another God of War. They might buy into that, and then because they played a game like God of War, maybe there's a bigger chance for a game like a Prince of Persia, you know, Lost Crown to actually do well or better. You know what I mean? Because when you look at, you can say, oh yeah, but there's a bunch of Metroidvanias. They try to sell that full price. Well, yeah, some games are worth full price. That one was one. Metroid Dread is one. If you were to make a, you know, a 2D Doom game, you know what I'm saying? That was very shoot 'em up. You know, like is there something wrong with no? But it's just something in between, something different. Like yeah, I would appreciate that all the time. Now, yeah, Doom, Doom, Doom. I don't know what else to say about this game because I've talked about it a lot. This is just again, whenever this ends up coming out, yo, game of the year, 2025 is going to be the craziest. There's a lot of people who are going to easily be like, your game of the year, you just showed it. It was Grand Theft Auto, no matter what. No, sales don't equal game of the year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Great games mean game of the year. And I'm not saying it's not going to be a great games, but let's not pretend like this can't be better. Let's not pretend like Split Fiction can't be better. Like Metroid Prime 4 can't be better. Like that brand new 3D Mario. Donkey Kong, did I say? Or did I say Mario? I don't know, one of those two. Yeah, that thing that's going to be launching day one on the next Nintendo console can't be game of the year. Like, yo, this year is going to be wild. Wow, absolutely wild. But yeah, man, I was still talking about this right here in the terms of, you know, because that's a conversation I've had multiple times. But in the terms of IPs trying different things, you know, gamers are so quick to be like, oh, yeah, start complaining. Like, that's not Mega Man. Like, I mean, that's not Pac Man. All right, fine. Then you know what you do? You go and you play Pac Man 99. You go download the thousands of versions of Pac Man games that are available on every piece of video game. If it plays video game, there's a Pac Man game there. Go play that over and over. The same game that existed since the beginning of this damn medium, basically. If that's all Pac-Man could be, then the IP shouldn't even exist. If there's no room for growth, then what's the point of even existing? You know what I'm saying? Like that just doesn't make sense. And I hate when video game fans do that. Like try to, you know, police a franchise. No, God of War shuttle don't need to be a 2D Castlevania. Whatever, man. Oh, Gears of War 2D like Contra. Nobody wants that. In between games, yeah, that'll be great. What are you talking about? Like that'll be awesome, man. But nah, nobody wants that. And imagine the studios they can employ to do those kind of things. Like you see a studio make a great independent game, right? Oh, they made Guacamelee over there. Cool. Imagine if we put them, yo, see what y'all can do with a Gears of War pitch or something. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, yeah, and even you Microsoft pay them for the pitch, and then the pitch comes like, yeah, there you go. That's exactly what we was thinking. Bam. You know what I mean? And now they making the game. And you went from there to this. And I know some studios going to want to focus on what they want to do and don't want to go and work on somebody else's IP. But some will be like, yeah, I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm definitely with it. Because I still remember hearing like, Burnout Team, they got offered F-Zero by Nintendo. And they said no. They wanted to focus on their own shit. And I'm like, damn, that's sad because it would have been crazy. But yeah, and it is what it is. But anyway, Doom, man. Doom. Doom, 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 Doom. Doom, 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 Doom. I mean, I don't know. Like, look at the chunk come off the damn enemies, like the skull gun. It's just they just up it every time and just get better and better and better. I'm glad that this franchise is one that it's on its third. I would say third, right? Because you had Doom, then you had Doom 3. That was like its second resurgence, right? Because you had the old Doom games, and then kind of, it didn't get shaky. I'm just saying it got quiet, and then you got that Doom 3, and it was like, oh, it's a different take on it, and then you got this, which was like a whole action packed, crazy, epic, and my favorite interpretation of all of this IP. This is my favorite stuff from 2016 to Eternal to right here. Counting Ancient Gods, all that stuff. Yeah, this is the absolute peak for me. This is what Doom needs to be. And then this taking it back to the Dark Ages. Oh, so good, so good. Can't wait for that. Let's see what's next, man. Let's see what's next. Mm. And this, listen, man, if Nintendo hardware was already announced, this would have been a lot, a lot more focus on Nintendo games too, not just Xbox. But right now, the way it stands, man, Xbox is the one. They're the ones dropping all the craziness. But yeah, here we have Fable. Probably I mean, like I said, between Grand Theft, I keep forgetting the name of Naughty Dog game, yo. But that game, which looks, if look, if the game is even, I mean, I don't even know how to put this. What I'm trying to say, like, if it just lives up to what that trailer was, man, it's gonna be special. You know, it's gonna be super special. And this that goes with this too, because seeing this character model walk around in these lush environments, I've seen stuff like this. Obviously, you could look at something like what's the name of this damn game? With all the rats. God damn, it left my brain right now. Jesus, man. Hold up. It's literally here. Where are you? Yeah, there you go. Which hold on. Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I couldn't even see it from there because I'm looking at it on such a small screen right now. I'm still remodeling things like I told you. But yeah, incredible, incredible. Like I said, we've seen games that have a lot of detail, but it's not coming, close to this at all. Like I'm thinking of all the games like Big Tail, Grand Theft, Hellblade. I think this blows Hellblade out visually. But I just love the visual status. But then I also, and this has nothing to do with the fact that I love Forza Horizon games. But like Playground, it's just they just so good with the visuals, man. They just so good with the visuals. I'm glad to see them do something different. And I'm hoping that 2025 brings us the announcement of the next, Forza Horizon game. I heard the rumors that came out like 2 weeks ago about the game taking place in Germany, which is cool. Cool. Because I know Germany got like a crazy road that people drive like 200 miles per hour. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But I really do feel like just give people what they want, yo. For the last 4 years, 4 years easily, people been asking for Japan. So it's like don't go against the grain, bro. If everybody's saying, yo, Japan, 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 just give people Japan. Just give people Japan. I'm gonna go back to Hellblade though. Oh, one of those videos had an ad. All right, so yeah, I'm like, just give people Japan, bro. That if that's what they want, they should. But again, they look no matter where they go. Like I remember when I first, they're gonna go to Mexico. I'm like, oh, well, cool. That's gonna be different. It's not. It wasn't my pick, and most people's pick was Japan, right? I was saying, I hope they do New Zealand, right? Because you got the two different islands, and you could do some cool stuff. A lot of variety, different. They got all the different elements there. So I was like, that would have worked. But yeah, they went and they did Mexico, and then it became my favorite. You know what I'm saying? And I still love Edinburgh, what they did in 4, right? But I love 5. It's just an overall better game, and I love the Mexico setting, what they did with it. And I just miss having the whole world covered in snow, like you could in Edinburgh. So that's why I'm always going back to Edinburgh and driving around in that sometimes, because the whole world being filled with snow is amazing. But yeah, this right here, like it's so incredible how far video games have come visually, and we've been getting these games announced like Crimson Desert, which isn't on my list. It should have been. I just thought about that right now. That looks crazy. If it sticks to land, that'll be great. But yeah, man, like this right here, it's one of the best looking games of the generation, easily, easily, easily. It's just super. Just I don't know. I don't even know how to put it. You could say cinematic, but yeah, the way they capture the face, the lush environments, like this is wild. And you seeing them playing with the character running through it. And it told you, yo, this is in game. And people was like, I don't think that's in game. I think that's a cinematic. I'm like, yo, y'all can't sit there and be talking about, cinematic, cinematic. Then the games look like that, and then complain about, yeah, I'm not really seeing like this generation to jump in games. Like, well, it's happening right now. And then going into the next generation, when you got a pile of games that all look of this caliber, it's just gonna be wild the whole time. There's a lot going on. Like I could have put in the Halo trailer, for the new studio, like Halo Studios, just to talk about like, yo, I mean, I believe we're gonna see something Halo in 2025. I've been saying that before that happened, so I still believe that. And yeah, that Halo Studios trailer was incredible too. And I think visually, going to Unreal is gonna be beautiful for them. But this is their own engine here. Playground's own engine, and their engine, what they do, they do the Lord's work. They do the Lord's work. It's so good. It's so good. And again, this is gonna be my first Fable game. You know what I mean? Like I own the other ones because I mean Microsoft gave those things away 1,000 times throughout my, you know, years as an Xbox fan, but I haven't ever played them. I should try to get around to playing them. Uh, where the hell did that come? Oh, that was the end of that trailer. Oh no, this is the beginning of this trailer. That's right. Dear Boy, right? Dear and Boy. I think that's what it's called. And yeah, when I saw this Summer Games Fest, right? Yeah, it's up there on the hashtag. Yeah, like I said, my mind nutter right now is small, fairly far away. But yeah, Summer Games Fest revealed this, and I was like, yeah, this is a must play to me. I've been waiting for Play Dead to make a new game. I played a Jump Ships game. You know what I'm saying? I played, I forget the studio name, but you know, the other game from the other studio. What's the name of the damn game now? With the damn little bug, basically with the balls and all that. Why the hell the name of that game left my brain right now? Anyway, my point is, whatever the team that made Inside and Limbo, even though the team like spread out, everything that they, from the creators, from the writers, yeah, oh yeah, I played those games and beat them and enjoyed them. And I've been waiting for Play Dead, you know, to come around with theirs. I know they got a publishing deal with Epic, so I was expecting that to happen soon rather than later. But nope, they still cooking. So when I see something like this, I'm like, yeah, I want to play this. And then you seeing the damn deer get older, so then the gameplay changes happen. This is what I was talking about with the little dragon section in Split Fiction. Like that'll be a whole thing for a game. I didn't even think about that. That's the thing with this game. Like the growth, beginning to end, the changes in gameplay, that would be your whole game design right there. You know, done. These guys are like, no, that's just one section. And the only other studio who I know who really truly does stuff like that on such a big bombastic level is EPD with their Mario games. Like they just go crazy, like crazy. So yeah, that's why Hazel, I put them on a pedestal, like they so crazy. And you know, I never played the one with the two dudes locked up. You know, I gotta play that though. And I saw it's on sale there on Xbox for like $11. I might actually pick that up. Because I think it's $11 for It Takes Two and that, but I already got It Takes Two, so it don't even matter. But yeah, the point is, I gotta play that game. I should try the Fable game too. And what you're looking at right now is the new Naughty Dog game, which I mean, I put this on my list for the simple fact, look, when this game comes out, because of the setting from this trailer, from what I've seen here already, yeah, I definitely want to play this on PC for sure. Like for sure. So it's gonna take me a little bit longer to get to it. But you know, the gap between releases on PlayStation console and then PC is getting smaller and smaller. As you can see, Spider-Man 2 is about to drop in January. I'm gonna be able to play that. So I'm looking forward to those. But yeah, man, I'm a fan of this actress. I talked about it already. You know, y'all already know I talked about it in the last one, and I went in on the podcast. That was 100% Patreon exclusive because that was too raw for YouTube, too raw for damn near any platform. Ain't nobody want to hear that kind of talk. But if you do want to hear that kind of talk, you can do what it says right there on the screen and join the Patreon for more content. Because there's some crazy stuff on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? A lot of real talk on Patreon. So anyway, yeah, I'm loving this game, and like I said, you know. Show me a game where you see and look, I know I don't remember what it said at the beginning. Something about in-game and cinematic. Look. Show me a game where you see a character grab a jacket and put it on like this. Come on, man. And I'm like, this is gonna be the game. Like, if you think, oh no, that's not gonna be the game, you must have not played Star Wars. You know, like Star Wars looked crazy. Now, yes, does this look better? Yeah. But which game do you think has a higher budget? Again, you comparing Grand Theft Auto to whatever the hell else open world game out there. Like any other open world games out there, Grand Theft Auto is gonna win. Landslide victory, easy, right? Because of what goes into it. This is Naughty Dog's next game. Of course, they're gonna make this the best thing they can make because the intention is probably to make this into a movie right after, starring her. And I would be like, that's smart, that's good, because that is what Sony's head honcho in Japan said, right? It's the initiative for PlayStation now is to make movies that lead to video games and video games that are leading to movies. We want synergy between everything. So basically, they ain't gonna greenlight nothing now that they don't have intentions of turning into a film. If you don't believe me, I'm gonna tell you why you know they ain't lying. They did the secret level for what's the name Concord, right? And they thought Concord was gonna be the next Star Wars. They put mad money behind it, right? So they was already trying to have that synergy with something cinematic and game, and that failed miserably. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, that's an example of, yeah, they willing to do that stuff. You know, they did that with a IP that isn't even known. Sony's wild. While Nintendo's like, yeah, with Metroid, we won't even give y'all anime. Y'all been begging. We want, yo, give us a Pikmin short, bro. Like, we ain't even asking for too much. Nintendo's like, no. And it's like, damn, that's crazy. But Sony was like, yeah, we're going to do this thing. And it was like, yeah, that didn't work out. But at least they tried. I'm not trying to say this as a negative. I'm saying it as a positive. Like, they tried. So, you know, that's what they're doing. So when I look at this, I'm like, this is what the game looked like. Because this is probably all like the Porsche and everything. This like, yeah. Get it in there. Get the advertising in there. Get Starbucks in there. Get everything in there. Why? Because we want y'all also still there in the movie. You know what I'm saying? You'll be advertising, and then you got in-game advertising. I mean, in-game and movie advertising. You got to deal with your in-games and in the actual movie. So it's like, it just makes sense because it's a sci-fi setting. A lot of the time they're like, oh yeah, companies can't really participate. No, but you could in this setting because we want things to feel real. So there is a Porsche. There is probably, you know, a PlayStation in this universe, you know, and things like that. Like real actual things, and that's super cool. Yeah, intergalactic. I don't know why I forget the name of the intergalactic. That's what I gotta just say in my brain to remember. Basically, nah, yeah, but this shit looks awesome. You know what I mean? Looks super great, and yeah, I look forward. Like, I'm happy to see Naughty Dog went completely in the other direction. 'Cause I was saying, man, I want to see them do something animated, cartoony, da da. That's that. And people say that's not cartoony. Yes, it is. Y'all be confusing things because, oh, the character model looks real. Yeah, so does South of Midnight. It's still cartoony. Oh no, but that guy, like, actual cartoony looks to it. I'm like, yeah, this does too. Gears of War is cartoony too. Big bulky character. They look like old '80s, you know, toy wrestlers that we used to have. Like, yo, that's basically what these characters are. Big, giant, hulking, you know, characters. Like, there's a cartooniness to it, and that's not a negative thing. That's a good thing, you know, because you can do more when you have that little tilt of it's like, yeah, it's not 100% realistic. You know, it's a little, it's like realistic, but not. You know, like, and that's Gears for you, man. Yeah, so I got Gears on here, even though I don't think Gears is gonna be 2025 at all. I think Gears is a launch title for the next hardware. It should be, because if you just drop this on Series X when you got new hardware probably coming out in 2026, that just doesn't make sense to me, because it's like you're going to do the Gears 5 thing again. Because if Gears 5 would have been held off and that would have been the launch title for Series X, oh, it would have been a whole different thing. And you can say that about a lot of games in history, even Skyward Sword with the Wii U. Just holding that game off and making it HD, you know, and making it for the Wii U probably would have been different fortune for that system day one, you know. And then you saw it with I mean, history is on my side. You saw it with Twilight Princess, and you saw it with Breath of the Wild. So, yeah, I think this is a launch title for the next hardware. Not saying it won't play on Series S, of course. You'll be able to play this on Xbox One. You already know what the ecosystem is. You could go right on the cloud on your Xbox One and play anything. You know what I mean? You don't even need to get new hardware. They want all their users. You bought an Xbox, you can still play Xbox. It makes sense, you know? And if you ain't even buy an Xbox, guess what? That's still an Xbox. Man, it's crazy. But yeah, Gears, man. Going back to the nitty gritty, to the roots. Santiago, Phoenix, Dom, and Marcus. Yeah, man. I want the case story to end, but I'm with the E-Day thing. My whole thing is, what are they gonna do with this game truly, right? Like, I sometimes wonder, are you really just gonna tell a prequel? Wait, let me go back. There's a Switch game there? Uh-oh. Are you really gonna just tell a prequel? Or are you gonna actually, again, like intergalactic? I think this is what the game looks like too. Like, it will look like this. That's how when the developers came out and was like, you know, basically telling like Jeff Keighley, like, yo, you trying to take away a lot of hard work. Like, this is the game. You looking at our asses. You looking at character models. You look, and I'm like, of course it is. Like, this is the way they do these in-game trailers. I don't know why people get, oh yeah, but that's not really the game. Most of them that do that now, the game's pretty much turned out to be that. Like, you could go look at the first Hellblade trailer and be like, yeah, the game wasn't that exact first trailer, but come on, it's that, and you saw it. Like, stop. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, like, I look at Gears of War and I go, all right, y'all going taking it back, but are y'all gonna make it different? Like, maybe what if y'all do this and it becomes a trilogy, and this time it's like, oh no, Santiago actually does save his wife. You know what I'm saying? Something along those lines. And like, any, you know, like, just to switch it up, like, yeah, because Why not? We could just redo the whole thing or something fun like that. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do want Kate's story to end, and they already said as much that they are gonna end her story at some point. I said end it as DLC for this game. You know what I'm saying? Like a future story. Like don't make us wait mad years. Like it's pointless. Like I wish developers and publishers would just know. It's like, yo, we know what they want. Just do this shit and just drop the shit like in a timely fashion. I know it's easier said than done, but again, when you already have the roadmap, just do the roadmap. You know what I'm saying? Like again, they'll do DLC for this, and they'll be like, oh yeah, let's do a Cold Train story. And it's like we did a lot of that in Judgment. We saw the football, we saw all of that. Awesome. It's like just finish case story. Just don't make us wait to your Gears of War, like 6. Like, cool. I'd rather you just DLC that shit and just keep it pushing with new entries in this story. So yeah, we end it. So then what happens next? I don't know. We just keep telling stories here and then go to new characters. I don't know. My whole point is I hope they don't feel like too much constraint based on what they've already done with this game. I want them to do things in this game where when you look at it, you go, then why we didn't have that in the first game and then the second game? Easy, because this is being written because it's all bullshit and it's being written years later, decades later by somebody, and they're gonna make a cool thing today and not just something. And well, we can't do that. You didn't have that in the first game, so we can't do that. You didn't have. Then there's no point in doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go crazy. Give me jetpacks to fly around. I'm dead serious. Let me fly around like, oh damn, we come in. Give me flying locusts and all that. Like, give me weird stuff. Why not? Why not? Why not? So yeah, let's move on now from Gears because I'll stay talking about that forever. I put this Pokemon game here for a simple reason, right? And it's very simple. The Pokemon video game series disappoints me to no end. And it's all based off graphics. And I'm not even the graphics guy like that, but these graphics to these Pokemon games are unacceptable by any metric. I think it's insane that a company as rich, as famous as Nintendo allows this to be even, you know, affiliated with them. Like what Game Freak does is goddamn embarrassing. They just pocket money and really do nothing. And people be like, "Oh, that's messed up." Nah, man. You can't show me an indie game that looks like the last 5 Pokemon mainline games. You can't. They all look better. All of them. Sprite work, whatever. They just crushing them. And now you might be able to pick up some obscure indie games. I mean the indie games that we play, that we know about, that ring bells, that you hear about. They all look better than what Pokemon games do. So you now got this new Pokemon ZA coming out. I'm expecting this to be on the next hardware. Literally, I'm not gonna say day one, but whenever this launches, probably next fall. So right around that time, right? Multiple versions, simultaneous release. Yeah, the 2 games. Again, milking the audience and all that. I don't even want to get into all that. I just want to mention what it actually is. Like, they do all this stuff in the Pokemon. I get it. I'm not talking to Pokemon fans. Like, y'all want to eat it up? Cool. I'm just speaking for me as a person who went and watched, Pokemon movies in theaters, watch seasons of Ash Ketchum adventures. You know what I'm saying? Collected Pokemon cards and all of that. Like, who enjoyed Pokemon Stadium 1, Pokemon Stadium 2, Pokemon games on handhelds. I'm speaking to that guy who can't accept what they've done with these Switch Pokemon games. I can't. Like, I just can't. I tried, dude. I booted up the last one. I was like, I won't play this shit. Like, I'm not playing this ugly ass piece of shit just because there's an IP attached to it that at this point, with the way they treat it in the gaming world, makes me not care. Because even with the movie, love the movie. Oh yeah, we're gonna make a sequel. When? We've been waiting. When? We on 3 Sonic movies, and then Detective Pikachu made more money than any of the Sonic movies, and we still ain't get another one. Come on, like, what is the holdup? You know what I'm saying? Don't say, oh yeah, great things take time. Miss me with that bullshit. Because they'll take time and they'll do some bullshit like what they do with these games. Like, look at all this beautiful graphics that they do here. And it's like, yeah, and in the game they'll put it out and the shit look like some shit that barely looks like a 64 game. And people are like, yo, you going to... Nah. You telling me they ain't GameCube games that look better than those? Because Wind Waker Wind Waker HD should not look better than every Pokemon game ever made. Like, it's just shitty. Pokemon makes way too much money. And yet none of it goes into, oh yeah, and I used to be the apologist. Oh yeah, but they do toys, they do spin-off games, they do mobile things, da da da. Yeah, but they bread and butter is these 2 releases that they always do every day, every day, every time that they release a game, day and date, 2 games, milk the audience because they know that most people gonna go and buy both more than likely, and then the quality of them is straight ass. But Pokemon fans are like, oh, but I like this little aspect of it. I like that aspect of it. Yeah, but the overall product, come on, man. If that was 3D Mario, if that was Metroid Prime 4, if that was Echoes of Wisdom, Tears of the Kingdom, it would not slide, bro. The fan bases would be like, get the fuck out of here. But with Pokemon, it's all good. It's all good. Nah, I put that here just to say, please, new hardware and scrutiny from the whole industry with the last release. Please let them have picked, I don't know, cell shaded or art style, something that would make the games not look like the most ugliest pieces of shit I've ever seen. Embarrassingly bad, awful looking games, shovelware. I'm done. Let's talk about Joanna Dark being back. It's on you, Pokemon. If you don't want to hear yourself be criticized like that, do better. Yeah, Joanna Dark is back, and I cannot wait. Again, I don't know if this is gonna be a 2025 release, but I'm looking forward to Crystal Dynamic, all three Tomb Raider games. Own them, loved them, played them multiple times. Literally, I played each of those games like 3 times each. It's insane, a lot. They just super fun, adventure games with a lot more exploration than with just the like linear style of like the Uncharted games, because that's what I compared them to. But I just enjoyed them more just because the way they were open. And yeah, still, both awesome franchises. But anyway, Crystal Dynamics working on Joanna Dark after what they did with Laura Croft, that's a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a dream come true. And seeing all the hacking in here, seeing the trailer end with like a sci-fi element, because I want Elvis, I want all that. If we doing a retelling, then do a retelling, but make it what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want alien invasion. I want aliens taking over, humans, and humans working for the aliens. And I want to, go to Area 51 and free, Elvis and all. I want to do all that stuff in a new modern way, in a way that takes itself serious, but not too serious, So basically, like, the game could take itself serious up until you get to Elvis, and then the game gets a lot more levity when you get there. That'll be awesome. But and it's not like a thing where it's like I want to play the same game from 64. My whole thing is like, if you're gonna do that, like, oh yeah, we're gonna. This is not Perfect Dark 3, right? This is Perfect Dark. Then yeah, I think you should still like hit the beats of the original game is what I'm basically trying to say, which was the best game. So why not do that? You know, this game looks incredible too. The mechanics and everything is wild. And this actually looks like a game that's gonna be more action packed than Indiana Jones. Because Indiana Jones, you watch the trailer, you thought you was gonna be running around doing all this fighting and a bunch of gap busting. Nah, none of that. I've been playing Indiana Jones for 11 hours now. I could tell you right now, I probably used my weapon like 4 times, and most of it happened after hour 8. Game is wild. It's not what I thought it was going to be, and the whole time I'm entertained. The game is weird. It's like a point and click adventure, but without the point and clickness of it all, where it's like, oh yeah, next screen, slide or whatever. No, it's like you're still gonna play, you're still gonna walk around, do stuff, and you're gonna feel like you're in the world, but it's gonna be super cinematic, a lot of story, and a lot of puzzles, more than anything else. Fist fights, I've had a decent amount of those, a decent amount, but most of it has been just cool Indiana Jones stuff, which is awesome. A variety, like just variety. It's not just a first person shooter, shooty shooter. It's not that. If you say that, you didn't play the game easily. So I think this game is going to be something along those lines. Where it's not going to be Call of Duty. It's not going to be Doom. But you're going to have cool hand to hand combat. Cool. Let me go back real quick. Cool. You're going to have cool hand to hand combat. You're going to have obviously the gunplay, but there's going to be a lot of, oh yeah, you could sneak around, you could go about this mission and not use your weapons at all, or you could just go in gun blazing. I think this is going to be designed in that way for both kinds of play, because at the end of the day, Perfect Dark was a shooty shooty bang bang game. It's literally the sequel to GoldenEye. I know Halo gets a lot of credit, man, for console shooters, but it was GoldenEye and Perfect Dark that did it. I don't care what nobody say. That's just the facts. We can't do revisionist history. I get a lot of y'all was playing Halo in y'all dorm rooms. I get online. I give it that. But when I hear people say, "Oh yeah, multiplayer on console," it made it no. GoldenEye did that. Stop. GoldenEye did that. We was playing those games, bro. Heavy. rotations. We ain't need adapters to play 4 players with this hardware. It had the slots right on, built into the hardware. We was playing that. People was going, from friend's house to friend's house having GoldenEye goddamn battles, man. Amazing. So yeah, anyway, Perfect Dark. I know this one's not gonna have multiplayer and things like that, which I wish it did because they were so smart with theirs, with their bots and changing the intensity of the bots and the amount of teams you could have. Just creativity, man. And I think they'll still have creativity like that, like weapons like the Scar. I think that was the Scar, the one that you could turn into a proximity mine. Like I could still see that working in this because it's a game where you can sneak around, so you can easily have a weapon, use it in that area, go to a next area. Say it's a lot of guards over here. Let me drop this right here. Somebody comes. Oh, what the hell is this weapon? Boom! All the guards go that way, and then you sneak away and past them. Like so, it could still be in the games. I expect that, and things like the laptop gun too. I could see you putting it up on the wall, leading enemies. Like throw a bottle into the room. They go into the room, and then that laptop gun goes off and lights them all up. Bam! You didn't even have to lift a finger. You walk back into the room, turn that shit back into a suitcase, and keep it moving. Yeah, I'm just Joe in the dark coming through this building. I had nothing to do with whatever caused the mayhem and alarms to all go off. Like I'm just trying to get out this building. Whoop. Cool stuff like that. There's a lot that they could do, dude. Like Joanna Dark, the idea is easy because she's like, I mean, she's literally Ethan Hunt, James Bond put together, Born Identity, all of them. She has all of that good stuff. And then the fighting in this game, oh my God, it looks so good. The mechanics and the way the enemies actually react to you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I am excited. All right, so next one. This was Mixtape. When I first saw this game, I was just like, this is just a game that I want to take a Saturday, wake up, throw this on, and just beat it, over the span of that weekend. Just enjoy it. Everything about this I loved when I saw it. I love the setting. I love the music. I love the Ferris Bueller vibes it had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the art style, the way they're gonna go about the narrative. And I remember I wasn't into games like this until I played Telltale's Walking Dead series, and then, it just unlocked my mind to not every game got to be super mechanic heavy because that's my thing. Like you grew up with Nintendo, you're into mechanics. That's just the way it is. Like a game don't feel like a game if you're not sitting there hitting 1,000 buttons. But nah, yeah, I grew to like these kinds of games a lot, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one a lot. It looks beautiful, man. It looks super, super, super beautiful. Look at this. It's gonna have awesome music. You know, they doing their thing, and just the visual style. All of this right here. It reminds me of like games like Flower and Journey. This stuff right here. Super cool. Super creative too. Look, there's a lot of games that I could have had on this list that I know that I'm gonna miss, but yeah, because there was a lot of games shown off this year. But this is awesome. This is awesome. 2025, and it's a Game Pass release, so that's gonna get played. What do we have here next? I think this is just. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is Avowed. Because this is one where I think this is going to come out early. Now, here's why I put Avowed on the list. I do want to try Avowed. I don't think it's the type of game that I'll probably fall in love with and then end up finishing, but maybe it will, because Indiana Jones, if I would have known the type of game it was on paper, I probably would have been like, I don't know. But I didn't know what it was, just got into it, and now every day I just find myself playing every other little chapters here and there, here and there. I just did the section where you basically use your whip and you're flying on you're hanging on to the damn plane. That's what I just did. I don't want to spoil you too much, but yeah, that just happened, and what led to that section was crazy. So yeah, I've been running around, man, fighting giants and shit. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. So yeah, again, this is one that I'm definitely gonna. I mean, I already got it downloaded. I already got it downloaded. So yeah, it's one that I'm gonna try to fall in love with, but not even try. Like I hope that it makes me fall in love with it. But this one is one that I believe is gonna come out. We know it's coming out February, right? Early in the year, and I believe it will be one that for a lot of people will be in the conversation for their favorite game of the year. It's basically what I was trying to say. But yeah, I want to play this just to get a flavor for this, even though I know it's different teams within the same team, basically. But I want to get to the coming 2024. Not no more. 2025. Uh, but Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 1, I never played 1 second of it. And I could. Again, it's there. I could download it on Game Pass. Haven't played 1 second of it. But looking at Outer Worlds 2, the way the mechanics, look like where it's first person shooter, but it has like that doomness to it where when you like, doing like melee moves, it's not just like, oh, you swung and they just fell. Like a lot of like, like certain games do. Let's just say that. This feels I don't know, like the world feels dense, lived in, like you're in it for real, for real. Even though it's like one of those other games where a lot of the times you won't see the character's hands, and it'll be like pointing, clicking, things like that. Nah, this like look, you snuffed them in the back of the head. You got axes, and it's like yeah, it looks awesome. It looks unique. Honestly, it looks beautiful. Like I feel like if you played Starfield and you love that, I think you're gonna love this. Like going from Starfield to this, it's gonna be awesome. And obviously, this is like a smaller thing than Starfield, and hence visually it looks just incredible. But yeah, man, this was announced years ago, and I'm so happy to see that. You know what? It's coming out the same year as one of the other games. They ain't even waiting, and supposedly they got a third game in the chamber to reveal and release already, like in 2026. I'm like, that's awesome. And I said that when Microsoft purchased a lot of these studios, I was like, y'all counting like, oh yeah, 25 games from these 25 studios. I mean, no, a lot of these studios got multiple teams within them, so it's going to be way more than 25 games. You better off saying 50 games if it's 25 studios. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it's looking like. Like they got a lot of video games, and that's why I don't get the complaints. I mean, I just don't get the complaints about people crying because the trailer ended and then it said PlayStation 5. Who cares? Who cares? Let's get to the next one. What is the next one? We almost done here when it comes to these games. Oh yeah. See, this is another one. 2025. State of Decay. I think I started at the same thing like I said with Happy Few. I think I started State of Decay 2 to pop an achievement for Microsoft rewards points and never touched it again. And this was the early days when it was real choppy, clunky, whatever. Now State of Decay 3 is coming. State of, State of Decay 3 is coming. And you actually got the collision. Gears of War Studio helped them out with this, and I think this is what the game looks like, right? I think obviously this is an in-engine cinematic, but these shots right here, where yeah, you're not seeing the menu and cursor and things like that, I do think that is what the game is going to look like, 100%. They've taken a long time to make the game, so I think it is going to look, very, very, very close to this. Obviously the gaminess isn't there yet. Like I said, menus and all of that. But yeah, I think this is definitely like the character models, the models of the zombies. I think this is it. And if it is, yeah, I want to play something like this. And I'm not really with all the building stuff, but I know that's a giant mechanic of it. But if I'm not mistaken, State of Decay 2, they made it so like your friends could do a lot of the building and you could just be the ones, helping go into like wreck zombies and all of that. Like, yeah, that's the part that I would rather be doing. I'm not saying that I don't want to do the other aspects too, because I just don't want it to be a like Call of Duty zombies either. It's just like being in a vehicle, open world, driving around, zombies everywhere. I always thought like doing like a Fortnite mode with zombies in the world, polluting the world would be crazy. Like you could either get killed by other players or by the zombies. That would be super interesting. You know, the possibilities. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one a lot, a lot because I look they did two games that has a dedicated fan base. I think this is gonna be the one that's gonna put them into that commercial stratosphere where people who didn't even play the first two are gonna want to try this one. And I think a big part of that is gonna be, the visual jump. It's not gonna have that jankiness that the State of Decay series usually had. So yeah, I think things are looking up for this series, man. It's a lot of good games next year. A lot. What we got here now? What do we? All right, this is the montage. Yeah, I threw this here just because 2025. I couldn't put like all the games in there. So I said, if I throw the montage in, there'll probably be other stuff that I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot they showed that. I forgot they showed that. So I just wanted to look at this real quick. But yeah, like these Xbox shows, you're gonna get the developer direct at the beginning of the year, probably get the Switch reveal at the beginning of the year, and then you're gonna have obviously in June you'll have a Nintendo show. Hopefully, if their hardware is already out, that show is gonna be really good because it's gonna be new games for that. But then obviously Xbox is gonna do their thing. I feel like every year I look forward to Xbox show now like it's its own little E3. Like, do I look forward to the other, shows? Yeah, but Xbox specific their own show? Oh nah, they basically is like, yeah, now we gonna even if it was just only us going, it's gonna feel like E3. That's what they do. And just looking at this, yeah, this year's show was a great one, amazing one, honestly. Anyone saying otherwise is lying to themselves, lying. And a lot of their first party games, there are a lot of them. It's funny how the narrative switch, right? People was like, yo, we want these games. Where they at? Where they at? Now they got games coming out all the time. Now people want to like act like, oh nah, but they're diluted because they're also coming out on other hardware. I'm like, but since Gears of War 5, like I didn't play that shit on the Xbox. I played it on PC. You know what I'm saying? Like originally, then I played it again on Xbox when I got a One X. But yeah, I played it on PC at the time because I didn't have an Xbox at the time, but I was still playing Xbox. That's how I played Ori. I'm like, I've been playing their games multi-platform for almost a decade already, and people want to fearmonger their games being available multi-platform. Oh no, but it's on PlayStation. That's the difference. If you're a console warrior, I don't care. Like I do not care that people on PlayStation get to play the game. Like, listen, you're gonna see some Fortnite gameplay that I'm gonna throw on while I talk about other topics on this episode and read some of y'all questions that y'all sent in. And if I'm not mistaken, some of those you'll look and you'll see like, oh, you'll see the computer there, you'll see the the phone there. I think that's almost everything. Oh yeah, I threw on this real quick. Oh, that's the thing with the ad. Man, whatever. Yo, the Invisible Man was great, so I'm actually looking forward to this movie. Yeah. So Fortnite, I wanted to make this the last thing because it's a game that I played since 2017 when I started playing it on the Switch, and I still play religiously to this day. And you got Godzilla coming out early in the year, and this season has been super fun, super great. Other than the Invisible Sword, everything about this one has been 10 out of 10. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to Godzilla and everything else to come. Because remember, so many companies like Disney invested heavily in Fortnite, right? They got like I don't know how like a little percentage of it. I know PlayStation. A lot of these companies have because it's its own platform basically. It's its own platform that lives on everybody else's platform or any platform that can run video games. Literally any of them, from mobile phones all the way to the strongest PC. And yeah, like I definitely look Godzilla right here. I definitely want to see like Jake Sully and the Thede and Avatar characters come once that Disney deal was made. You're gonna have all right. Let me throw on this real quick. Boom. So that way, yeah, we could just now sit back and chat. So yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. So anyway, let's get to these questions, man. Jack. Oh yeah, Fortnite. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for everything that they're gonna do in the year, and with Disney's involvement and with their new movies and stuff like that. I expect them to do a lot of good stuff. Like what they got right now up on the store is super cool stuff. Like they got like Japanese inspired Star Wars characters. So yeah, they look awesome. You know what I mean? That's just I'm like, is there a Star Wars anime coming out somewhere? If there isn't, there should be now. Looking at Darth Vader like this, but anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to what they do. Like I said, this season is awesome, and this gameplay is actually from this season. This gameplay was from a few days ago. Me playing with some randoms like I always do, and yeah. All right. So the first question comes from Jack Jim. He asks, "Yo, why would people want a 4K upgrade of Breath of the Wild with new features outside of its DLC instead of DLC for Tears of the Kingdom with 4K upgrade? You would think that the newer game without DLC would actually sell more copies of the game. Also, Nintendo still have not justified the $10 price increase for Tears of the Kingdom over Breath of the Wild. Oh no, they definitely didn't. But that was just them testing the waters, and expect all Switch games to be $70 a pop. That's just what it is, and you only have one company to blame for that. And no, it's not. It's not. Take Two. It's PlayStation, and that's the fact. Anybody who tries to spin it any other way is a blatant liar. They know they're lying, and you shouldn't listen to them because they just lies. Anyway, now I didn't hear about this Breath of the Wild thing at all. But yeah, that's dumb. You would think, yeah, re-releasing Tears of the Kingdom, and for those of us who got it, we get the free upgrade on the new hardware. I say free, but I just always feel Nintendo, if they're gonna copy anybody, they're always gonna go the PlayStation route. They're not gonna copy Xbox and be like, oh yeah, nah, no free, no, it's free. You just get it. You don't no fees. You just get it. They're gonna be like, wait, Sony charged them $10? Yeah, we're gonna do that. These are the guys who, with your virtual console purchases, going from Wii to Wii U, charged you. I'm just being honest. This is just the truth. If you don't like it, you just don't like the truth. That's cool. Uh, but yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is the one that deserves to be re-released, right? And then having some DLC there day one, that'll be great. You know what I'm saying? So, because why not? Even though I got so much still to do in Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, I think that makes more sense. I don't understand why anybody's bringing up Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, what? Are we Metroid Prime in this now? Were we only gonna get Metroid Prime and not Tears of the Kingdom in 4K HD? Because oh no, that's the one. Like if I'm not mistaken, Tears of the Kingdom sold over 22 million copies by now. So yeah, that one. But even that is like I don't even need that really. Like I don't even need DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. That felt like a full game. Like I said, there's still so I gotta finish charting the damn underground, the sky. There's still so much to do. There's shrines I haven't visited yet. There's side quests I haven't done. I want to see that ending again because that whole dragon fight was fire. Like yeah, I don't really need DLC. Just work on the next Zelda game. We got Echoes of Wisdom. I'm still working my way through that. Like I'm happy with Zelda right now. What I need is that brand new Donkey Kong game, because that 3D Mario game coming out with Donkey Kong is gonna be great. Yo, will it into existence? All right. So the next question comes from the Wolves. Then, favorite sound effect in the game of the game released since 2020 that didn't blow up. Which one do you think will find a new audience in 2030 as a co-favorite? All right, these are two different questions, right? Favorite sound effect in the game. That's one question. So I'm gonna answer that like this. We were just talking about Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, because I thought about this question when you sent it, and I looked at it and I was like, "Damn, that's a good question," but that's like probably difficult. And I was like, "No, there is an easy answer. It's the game you're seeing on your screen right now, Fortnite, and Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I love all the sounds in those games, from the menu sounds to the Sheikah Slate sound. When you bring it up, I can't really do the sound, but all that. I love it. I think Zelda found such a beautiful, because a lot of those sounds are old sounds, just redesigned, and I love them. I love them. I love the way that game sounds. I love the way the world sounds when you just running around and you get the like piano notes. So that, right? But and I love the when you grab something in Tears of the Kingdom, like the sound, that's a good sound. But Fortnite has to take the cake because it's a game where I don't even need to look at it, and I can almost know what's going on. I can hear you opening doors. I can hear when you're crawling versus when you're not crawling, crouching versus when you're running or when you're walking. I can know when there's action going down because your friend, they damn again. I can't make the sound, but obviously, you can warn people, ping things like you saw right there. So all of that, it's just sounds that I like to hear. Even turning on the game, even when you die, the like that the collapsing sound where you sound like a bunch of pixels falling apart. Like I love Fortnite sound, and it doesn't get enough credit for how good the sound is because it's literally the best sounding game out there. Not only from its soundtrack is cheating. It's literally the sound of life. You got music from all genres there, so it's technically the video game with the best soundtrack of all time, and it's not debatable, which is crazy, and 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 then I mean the debate would be we talking commercial soundtrack like Grand Theft Auto got a soundtrack, that got a soundtrack, sports games got a soundtrack. Yeah, Fortnite beat all of them easily now. Like easily. Like I've done seen from Weekend to Lady Gaga to Guns N' Roses to Metallica to goddamn Kendrick Lamar to DMX to yeah, I'm like, this is crazy, dude. Like crazy. So yeah, it's one of those experiences. But that's the answer. Like Fortnite, when it comes to sound, it's a masterpiece. And of the games released in 2020 that didn't blow up, which one do you think will find a new audience in 2030 as a cult favorite? From 2020 to now, that didn't blow up. Uh, it'd be sad to say Prince of Persia might be one. You know, maybe people will find that game and be like, "Damn, that's one of the best Metroidvanias. I didn't know." Like, what do you mean you didn't know? But remember, Remember, Prince of Persia came out in a goofy era, in a goofy time, where people hated on that game just because of the way the character looked. People questioned the character's race. People were woke, woke, woke. Dumbasses. So maybe that played a part in it. Of people who would have back in the day picked up these games regularly without their brainwashed mentality taking hold of them and making them not consume things that they normally would have. And look, if you're listening to this right on YouTube, because this is kind of leaning into that podcast that I said was too raw for YouTube. But if that bothers you, like, question this: if you had a problem with Intergalactic, right, but you're a Metroid fan, yeah, you're brainwashed and you don't even know it. Yeah, you're a dumbass now and you don't even know it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, you were good with Ripley. You were good with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you good with Nate Thedes always out down there running around, and you was good with whatever. Look, my point is, it don't even matter what the point is. The point is, no, it doesn't matter. Uh, Games that'll find a new audience. I think it'll be a lot of stuff like that situation where people aren't consuming stuff now because it's woke, and they find it now because they grew up and they got off of the ignorant bullshit that they was on, the politics consuming their whole life and making them into blatant fucking idiots. Then they like, I think a lot of games are gonna find. So the list is very, very, very big at this point. You know what I'm saying? It is, honestly. Um, but yeah, out of the ones that are released that I know right now, that I feel like maybe, like, I'm thinking, me personally, that I wish it had a bigger audience. Uh, I could always say Metroid Dread, right? Compared to Nintendo shit, like, they shit don't sell the way it could, the way it should. But um, yeah, damn, that's such a hard video game to pick. And look, a lot of them, it could have been stuff like Knockout City, which I love, but they didn't last because they were these games. They got to be hot right now. If they're not hot right now, it's done. And it's like, damn, that's crazy. Because what if Fortnite, yeah, it was always cool when it came out, popular, da, da, but what if they felt like, oh, no, it's not hitting the highs we needed to hit, and they would have canceled and then would have never saw what it became fully. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I look at certain things and I go, I think a lot of these games would have been some of these online games that had good ideas there. Like I said, Knockout City was a great game, but it's just not a thing anymore. And it's like, because it was an only online thing, I don't really think there's a way for you to even experience the great game that it actually was. So that's not really the conversation, but kind of the conversation where a lot of these games that are service games now won't even get the chance to find an audience in the future potentially. It's like, yo, you had to be there. And the people who were there, we could talk about it like, yo, that shit was good, bro. They didn't know what they did when they canceled that. Like, so, yeah, it's, who knows, man? Who knows? Um, yeah. That's basically, I think, my answer when it comes to that. But yeah, before I wrap this whole thing up, I pretty much wanted to end, this episode. Even though this isn't really your ending, watch the Metroid video. Watch the Metroid video, which is attached in the show notes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably saw the Metroid video already, or it's there too. Enjoy. But yo, what I was gonna say. A lot of the rumors right now for the Switch 2, I saw the one of, oh, this is the dock. And I'm like, look, man, at this point, I don't even care about the hardware. I'm disappointed on it, in the sense of, it doesn't seem like, oh, there's going to be much innovative on the hardware front. We're not talking OS. We don't know what they could do. There's a lot that they could do. There's things like Quick Resume they could do. There's things like Miiverse that they could do. There's a lot that they can do to make the thing enticing and unique like no other hardware before, and how those things, those new applications that are OS level interact with your software, it could change a lot. So I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not revolutionary till I actually see the damn thing. But from from the outside looking, oh, it's a bigger switch, a better looking switch. Cool. I don't care. I want to see games. I want to see OS. I want to see the thing properly revealed. That's the time I'm on right now. But seeing like rumors. I saw a rumor coming out like, oh yeah, the reveal is gonna be January 8th. I'm like, well, that's not a hard guess to make. I said, January 10th, fucking years ago. I said it'd probably be the same thing. They'll show it off in October, reveal the thing in because they did that. You know what I'm saying? So if I do get the date right of January 10th, right, or this person, whoever made up the January 8th day, yeah, it's cool. But I don't think it's that like, yo, you just pulled that date out of your ass, bro. If you would have been like, nah, bro, it's going to be April 3rd at 9 a.m. And then it's like April 3rd, 9 a.m. Stay tuned for a new Nintendo presentation revealing the thing. Then it's like, shit. And you said that in December? Like, that's crazy. Like, that'd be crazy. But the way it stands right now, I'm like, it ain't that crazy of a prediction. But, yeah, so when it comes to like, the hardware. Oh, look at the hardware. Look at the magnets. All right, I heard about it 1,000 times. At this point, I want to see the real thing in a beautiful trailer. It being docked and undocked and dumb shit. Like that's what I care about. So like there could be a million pictures right now. They could come out with the whole box and everything, a poster, and I just don't care. I really only care about now Nintendo actually getting in front of me. Well, not in front of me, but you know what I mean in the video. Yo, this is what we're doing. Here it is. Look at it. Bask in its glory. You like that? Yeah, yeah. Give us your money now. Give us your money. And pre-order that in its $70 games. Enjoy. So that is basically where I'm at right now when it comes to the actual hardware. It's like, I want to see games. I want to see what people cooking up. I want to see what Monolith cooking up. I want to see what Prime 4 looks like on this thing. I want to see that brand new 3D Mario game that's coming out starring Donkey Kong. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. That's all I want, When it comes to all these different rumors right now, I'm like, the times for rumors for me been done. And yet, it's just getting more and more. And it's like, thank God that the year's almost over. The year's almost done so that we can get to this thing being revealed. No matter what, we know it's going to be revealed by March. No matter what. That's factual. Until Nintendo comes out and say, oh, now we pushing the date back. But they've said since the beginning of this year, fiscal year 2025, the end of fiscal year 2025. And I'm like, okay, March. Gotcha. 29th. By then, it could be. So, yeah, it's like at this point, it's just waiting to see. And for me, it's like price point is what I care to see. Price point, games, and services and the newness of it all. Like what are you doing to make this thing different from the current Switch? And the final thing I really want to mention is that I saw on social media, right? This shit was funny to me. People was mad at people because people were disappointed with the Switch 2 name. Like how dare they just, and they don't want a Wii U situation. It's like the Wii U didn't fail because of the Wii U. It fell because everybody decided to do the damn thing that they did, which is Nintendo put out a press release, said this is the Wii U, our next generation Nintendo hardware. We're going to be revealing it at E3. They showed it off. And then they were saying stuff like, yeah, the new controller could do this, the new controller could do that. But yeah, don't bullshit and try to gaslight people and to be like, oh no, but then we didn't know what it is. You knew what it was going in. You saw the hardware. You were there. You grabbed it with your own hand. You saw it look different from the actual Wii completely. You know what I'm saying? So you just all decided, yeah, let's just, because PlayStation 4 got to be the winner. This is how you trade games. Everything else sucks. We seen this. We seen it with the Activision buyout with Microsoft. You seen who this industry is. I don't need to paint the picture no more because me sitting there, it's not like I'm making up scenarios. This industry is filled with mad PlayStation fanboys, and that's what hurt the Wii U more than anything. All the media who wanted to act like we don't know what it is. Is it an add-on for the thing or that? That's what really happened. That's a fact. Anybody who's saying otherwise is lying. I was there. That's the truth. And so what hurt it was those stupid cubes, the not doing we would like to play, not leaning into the stuff that could have worked. They just did. It was bad, and Nintendo fired that whole firm who did the sales for that thing mid-generation, but they couldn't be saved, even though they did save themselves. People will never tell that story, but they did. The Switch didn't do well because of the Switch. The Switch did well because of the Wii U. And people will be like, what the fuck does that even mean? It means Stampede for Zelda, the Wii U game. It means Mario Kart 8, the game that I myself said this is literally one of the greatest things ever made. And now the sales say Exactly that. Oh, if the gamepad could just leave the room, it would have been better. It left the room, it was better. Right? Like, this is what happened. Like, this is literally what happened. Amiibos came out, changed the whole conversation around Nintendo. You know, like Nintendo stopped looking so lame, and it was cooler. The 3DS found its footing. So then people were interested in this, unified Nintendo thing, NX, 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 all the rumors, all the rumors, all the rumors. And then again, all the Wii U games that went on the NX went on to sell better than they ever did on the Wii U. The Wii U did a lot for the NX, for the Switch, and it won't get that credit because it's way more fun to just act like it was an utter failure, even though the actual system had a soul, had heart, and as an overall product, when I'm talking about, oh, you get this and you can do this and you can do that and Miiverse and that, man, it would have been great to have Miiverse and not have to use trash, trash online, you know, Twitter like services in order to share games with players. It would have been nice to still have that, you know? But whatever. Look, I look at it like the new hardware. Yeah, oh, it needed to be called too. No, that's just y'all. Just again, it's that PlayStation. Everybody, PlayStation is the way. They do it. Don't know if it don't ruin what don't. I'm like, Nintendo sells more than them, right? Games, hardware, all of that. Nintendo's never failed in the generation because they could sell handhelds, home consoles. They never quit on home consoles, and they never quit on handhelds. You know who did though? But this is not a conversation. I'm not trying to have this a tit for tat thing. I just like living in the real world and speaking factual. I know industry talk is real fake, corny, and it's tailor made to pander to the things that people like. I just be blunt and I be honest. I'm talking about who's doing the best shit right now in the gaming sphere, the revolutionary stuff. Yes, I'm gonna say Xbox. If I'm talking about like I'm just gonna be honest. Yo, best bang for your buck, Xbox. Who's putting out like the illest games right now? Well, again, look, I'm just gonna be honest all the time. That's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? So when I sit here and I say, this is me, I'm like, yo, should I accept? If I accept, it's gonna kick me out this game. I didn't know if I didn't remember if they sent me the a request to join my room or to join their game. So I was like, nah, I ain't even gonna accept it. Back to my game. But yeah, like I just like I don't know. I'm just not with the tomfoolery nonsense of putting things in boxes all the time. Like, because if the Switch comes out and it fails now, the first thing they're gonna say, oh, it failed because it was just another Switch, and that was 2017. People got past that, and then they'll start saying stuff like, oh yeah, and then they had more things to buy. Red Ocean, what I've been talking about for mad long already, years on here. But yeah, and it was Steam Decks, and then Xbox had a hand, and PlayStation had a hand. You can play shit on your phone. Da, 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 da. It's a different time from what 2017 was. The novelty of it all. Da, 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 da. So this is why I don't entertain that shit. Nintendo just got to come with the fucking games. A lot of them. The hardware don't mean shit. It literally don't mean shit. It could be a fucking toaster. Don't matter. And I don't mean weak. I just mean it could literally be a toaster that play games. And people are like, oh, that's where I can get the next 3D Mario game with Donkey Kong. You know what I mean? And the next Zelda game, the next Metroid. I'm gonna go get that. It's about the body of work. You know what I'm saying? And actually making something that is overall appealing. Where it was like the Wii U, it just wasn't more appealing than the 3DS at the time. It was 3D without glasses. People take that shit for granted to this day. You know what I'm saying? And then nobody even says, yo, the Switch should have a 3D screen. Nah, nah, nah. That put the cost up too much. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. They're gonna be charging $70 a fucking pop a game. I don't care. Give me all the cool shit. I want the screen to do this. I want the dock to do that. So when I dock it there, more power. When I take it off 3D screen, like yeah, all of that. Why not? The legacy of Nintendo. The legacy. There's literally things in certain Nintendo games that if they wanted to sell again, they would design for 3D. Some would design for touchscreen, like the puzzle with the damn candles, with the torches. I mean, and Phantom Hourglass. You had to close the 3DS in order to light the two candles. The two damn torches on the bottom screen, like shit like that. Like yeah, how you do that today? How do you do that today? If you wanted to re-release those games, like I feel like Nintendo should try to have a controller device that can do it all. Can do it all. People are like, yo, what does the C button do? I don't know. I think all the theories out there are nice. Like community, you need a fucking button for that. But all right. Oh no, cast. I said cast is an idea many of us had. To have the dock and the thing be able to work together a bit so that you can do 3DS ports, Wii U situations, Wii U ports, and have those. Don't get it twisted. Nintendo ain't letting you own none of that shit. That shit is all gonna be in Nintendo Switch Online for you to rent. Because ownership over their games, nah, they not doing that. But nobody's making noise about that right now until they realize it, and then they'll be making noise about that. And I was like, yeah, I was talking about that in 2017. But anyway, that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is wrapping this thing up now because, well, victory. And yeah, that's it, man. Listen, it's real talk. If you like this, if you enjoyed this, there's more of this on the Patreon. A lot more of this. A lot more raw than this. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, I mean, the door's right there. You can see your way out and go listen to all your other cartoon characters who ain't never gonna give you that real talk. They'll tell you it's real, but I promise you it's fake. It's lies. If you want somebody who was actually there, well, you're looking at them. Who's gonna give you that real, and that rare? Yeah, you're looking at them. You know what game I should have had on this, matter of fact? I should have had Everwild because I saw that picture they put out on Christmas, and I do believe that that was in game. I do believe we will be seeing that game at the Xbox Developer Direct in January, and that game will be launching in 2025. Yes, it's happening. And if they're smart, it'll be launching on Nintendo's hardware, PlayStation, and Xbox. Oh my God, why are you taking away our exclusives? They put Sea of Thieves over there, right? I think Sea of Thieves needs to go to the Switch too, and it needs to go to damn anything else, anything else that they may needs to go wherever the hell else. Needs to be on mobile phones, all that shit. But yeah, that's that, man. That's that. Again, look, Switch they could call it whatever they want, but if they call it to go to safe route, cool. But then when people start expecting the 3 and the 4 and the 5, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But anyway, yeah, I'm done. That's gonna do it for this one. So until the next one, peace.